Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Novitas Spa and Medical Rejuvenation Clinic. Megan here, and it is Totally You Tuesday. And I just visited with you a little bit yesterday with Motivational Monday. And Motivational Monday, I just shared a quote from Zig Ziglar and also Eleanor Roosevelt. But I'm going to tie it back to my journey in Telluride and climbing that incline at 10,000 feet above sea level. And yesterday's Motivation Monday's quote from Zig Ziglar was that failure is an event, it's not a person. And the thing that but I also want to tie it to the Novitas Spa and Medical Rejuvenation Clinic, because when I shared on my Facebook post on Sunday about off-roading with Jill and Steve, and going on the parking the car and going up that incline, which was very steep, but it wasn't climbing a mountain, but it was steep, but it had a vast, fabulous view, but looking down over a huge canyon, and that on itself was intimidating. But where we parked the car and then walked up this incline, I really was not prepared for it. I had not even flip-flops, I had slides on where you slide your feet in, flat little sandals, and but they were going to go out, and I said, you know what, I am going to do this. I am not going to sit in this car. I'm not just going to stand by this car. I'm going to participate. I'm going to participate in life. And so I got out there and started walking up this incline. And really, the pebbles in my feet and sliding out of my shoe was more difficult than getting up that incline at 10,000 feet above sea level. But the other reality of that was that last year, when I injured my knee in August, I absolutely could not have done that. But even before having the stem cell, and even before having that final curtain of injury, so to speak, my knee was really not in good shape. It really was weak, and I couldn't really run upstairs and downstairs, and it was in pain often. And so, for maybe, 3 to 5 years, I had been compromised. That knee had been compromised. And I would do different things, the infrared sauna, my LED light directly on it. But after I injured it the last time, nothing really. It did nothing because it really needed replacement. So when I looked into stem cell therapy and had it, and lo and behold, it corrected the situation. And as the doctors say, it's not that it builds huge cartilage, but it really builds enough where that knee is functioning. And so how long does it last? I'm asked all the time. They, whoever they are, the medical world who's working in stem cell, basically say to 3 to 5 years, but they really don't know, because the masses, so to speak, are just beginning to now have it. So there'll be so much more data in a few years to really follow that. But I have no signs of it not working or needing more, and I'm asked that all the time too. Just one shot. You don't need any more. Do not need any more. I am going to have an IV for preventative and to building my body and system and organs, but that's a whole different thing. Bone and joint is directly into the site, and then it repairs that site. I've seen amazing things with osteoarthritis, with the hands, the feet, neuropathies, amazing things just here at the Novitas Spa and Medical Rejuvenation Clinic with myself and Dr. Wynn and the staff here. So it's just so exciting to be able to bring this to you and have these treatments for you. Now we're expanding upon it from bone and joint and body, and I'm an esthetician and a medical esthetician. And Dr. Wynn is a beautiful woman and has a heart for beauty, so to speak. And so she has been working in regenerative recruitment cell therapy facelifts for a while now, coupling with a little touch of fillers or Botox, but not where it's the only thing, just kind of working in conjunction, and it will then, those will last longer, but it also is tied with PRP, platelet-rich plasma, microneedling, threading. So it's a whole combination of things that work together. I've been having it, in the last month and a half, I guess. I've had 2 treatments with her, so it builds upon itself. I'm going to have some more threading down in this area, and a little more threading in here, and a little PRP and amnion on my forehead, in this area. Because if you have Botox, for instance, that's what also causes drooping when you see that with the eyebrow. So I have, this eyebrow tends to go up, and so she's been working on evening that out, and then because I use my face, very animatedly, this area needs some, in the conventional way, some Botox, but again, in the past it would help, not help, but it would cause a drooping of the eyebrow. So with that, with PRP, platelet-rich plasma, as well as amnion, and then a little bit of that, we're going to continue to work on that area. So stay tuned, and then I'm also doing infrared sauna and Zerona sessions with Cryo-T, and I certainly need to lose more weight, but the thing is that you can start even seeing it now in these photographs. Just those jeans I wore the other day, the ripped jeans that somebody commented on, my camo jacket and ripped jeans. It's kind of my mountain look there, what I was going for. Again, not expecting to get out of that car at all, but those jeans didn't fit me a month and a half ago. I mean, they were very, very tight. I would never have worn them, and so they're getting a little loose. So it's a process, just like my face. But again, like the quote, failure is an event. It's just one time. Other things might be leading up to that failure, but of whatever that might be, choices, decisions, not following through. But it's not me. You can always make a new day. And that's why I love the Eleanor Roosevelt quote that yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery. We don't know. We don't know what tomorrow holds. But God's gift to us is today. That's why they call it the present. It's our present. It's our present to ourselves. I was thinking about this when I was out of town, and in such a beautiful environment. What a wonderful opportunity to just be quiet, to read, to pray, to meditate. Just looking out the window of their home, you could just see these beautiful mountains in the, in the foreground, these beautiful trees, and the visual was just so inspirational, so to speak. But I was thinking about how we all take things that we put a goal to and then don't necessarily fulfill and finish as a failure. And those little teeny failure thoughts build up and build up and build up and build up. That's why I so enjoy Bob Proctor. He's a great guy to listen to on YouTube because he talks about that paradigm, and that we've picked up those paradigm of behaviors and thought processes since we were a kid, or forming as a child. But those are not us. Again, those are things that we have pulled into us from things that a teacher might have said, or your parent might have said, or your sibling may have said, or a boyfriend or a girlfriend may have said, that really just shift your brain and shift how you feel and think about yourself. So it's yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. God's gift to us is today. And any failure that you perceive as a failure, not necessarily a failure, because I'm also reading 3 Feet from Gold, Greg Reed and Sharon Lechter. Awesome, awesome book. I'm almost finished. I don't even want to finish it, but it's just so full of just amazing nuggets. But what I was going to say about that is that the character Greg in the book is struggling with confidence, and he was a entrepreneur at his own business. I think it was in marketing, and just perceived that he was a failure. But he wasn't. It was just that turn of the road, because every step of the way That's why I like to say, take that first step. The second and third step will be revealed to you if you're open. Openness is the key. You have to be open to listen and to learn and to grow. And so, as I said, shortly I'll be entering my 70th year on this planet, and I'm so joyful about that. That's why I'm sharing it, because I'm writing and thinking back to when I was a little kid, and always creating. And so that's part of my DNA. And so I'm so joyful that I've continued in my life. I've had many ups and downs and perceived failures, but they were all just steps in the road to where I am now, and the next step will be revealed to me. So I'm ever, as my dad, Ray DiMartino, would always say, I'm forever going over the horizon. And he would say that, that over the horizon. He was an optimistic individual and a creative as well. And he had, nothing was handed to him. He worked for everything he received, but he realized that it was taking that next step, and it will continue to evolve. That's why my video I did a couple years ago, and if you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. And it is also it's called Evolve, and it's on our website, on the home page, and we sprinkle it into blogs and things of that nature, but it goes back to 1992 when I started Glycolique. So you see Megan DiMartino at 42, and in the packaging of Glycolique, and then from there, and all the next steps, and the next steps, and the next steps. And guess what, guys? I am leaving out a lot of failure and a lot of challenges, but each step led to the next step, because I never gave up on my passion. I never gave up on my dream. And the dream wasn't necessarily back in 1992 to have a spa in Georgetown, well, it certainly wasn't in Georgetown, Texas. Didn't even know it existed, but it wasn't a passion or even a plan really in 1992 to have a spa. My passion has always been you. My passion is always creating things that I can take to you and help you to have true change. And that is such an important piece to what I'm doing here at Novitas Spa in Georgetown, Texas, is that master's program with the ladies that I hire from aesthetic, right out of aesthetic school, and they've gotten finished their program and did the boards and then received their license, and they have no idea how little they know. They just know that they want to do. And so the master's program is basically helping them to understand how to, even if they just stay here a little bit, they can start their own small business. They can take the information that they glean from here, from me and from the team, and start their next step, if that's what they want. But within the structure of the master's program, they are a spa coordinator for at least 6 months before they enter the room. But during that season, they are trained with the protocols, but they also learn the back door of the business, so to speak, the running of the business, building relationships, customer service, which is such a vital part to this. We say clinical excellence with a special pampering attitude, never compromising on that pampering. It's always about that, because we take each and every person's experience truly, uniquely to heart, and build that relationship with them. They have that experience, but again, not compromising on true results. And true results come from home care products, the Novitas Spa Clinicals, and treatments that work together. Even Dr. Wynn and I, that's one of the things that we so connect on, is that it's not just doing Botox or fillers. It's about a whole program, and that includes home care. It's like brushing and flossing your teeth. And if you never went to the dentist, you eventually would have gum problems and other problems. But if you never brushed your teeth, you'd be in a big fat mess. And when you went to the dentist every 6 months or a year to have your teeth cleaned. So it's that synergy together of home care and treatments that work together. So the stem cell facelift and program is just basically taking our clinical and medical treatments that we do, and we do many, we do cryofacials, skin tightening with Sublime, we do sublative, which is resurfacing, which is very effective for acne scarring, hyperpigmentation. My favorite, IPL's Intense Pulse Light. It's just a great refresher, pore size, also for vascular as well as hyperpigmentation. But the regenerative is taking it, is that peak. It's sort of like the peak in the mountain there. The mountain has to go up, but you get to that peak. Now, you can't just stay at that peak. You can't live at that peak. You have to then maintain at baseline. And so that's what, boy, that was good. And so basically that's what this is all about. And that's why I'm so excited, because I've been in this aesthetic arena for many, many years. And I actually worked with physicians who were adding medical spas to their repertoire. They could be a general practitioner to a gynecologist and so forth in the 90s and the early 2000s before I started this. And they just wanted the strongest, the most, blast away laser. That is one of the reasons I didn't start a medical spa at that time, because my philosophy has been and always will be progressive, non-aggressive. It's not about assaulting the skin. If you go outside and go to the ballpark or to Lake Austin on a boat for the day, you're going to get sunburned. The operative word is burned. And that is going to damage the epidermal layer, the stratum corneum, which is the top layer of the epidermis, and then go down into the dermal layers. That's why sun damage, or age spots as people call them, just continue to multiply, because the damage is deep. So you have to get into that and then help it to come up, and then with topicals, as well as home care, as well as then continuous treatments, will maintain that. So it's really, guys, everything together. But that's what's so exciting about 2019 going into 2020, that these non-surgical and non-aggressive treatments are available. She had the same philosophy, meaning when we met, that she could have opened, she has the credentials, she could have opened a medical spa in a New York minute, but she did not like the direction of what the medical spa world was at 10, 15 years ago. So once this regenerative dynamic started happening, she said, I'm going to research this. And she is a true researcher, and she's a brilliant, brilliant gal. So if you live in the Austin Metroplex area, I invite you to join us for a consultation, Dr. Lynn and I. So for health and wellness, for osteoarthritis, for autoimmune, to memory challenges, Parkinson's disease, serious things to, again, bone and joint like my knee, come and have a consultation. But also my world here is about what I do, and my girls and women and I do, the Novital ladies and I do, is that progressive, non-aggressive, clinical, medical, facial, and body treatment work that truly, truly works. And but it's always tying it together with, I'm going to speak a little bit about the body contouring. We've been doing that since 2015. 2014, I remodeled, took out nail services, and expanded the footprint of the spa because we needed more treatment rooms, adding medical. And I added in 2014 the infrared sauna. Did a lot of research and purchased the Clearlight infrared sauna with color therapy. And Clearlight is really the Rolls-Royce of infrared visible red light with color therapy out there. And so I added that to the spa at that time, and it has tremendous health and wellness benefits on its own. Oncologists are sending their patients to infrared saunas post-chemo and radiation. Psychiatrists are sending children with ADHD and ADD. It helps with sleep. It adds melanin to the system. Melatonin. Is it melatonin? Yes. But the melanin is the skin. Melatonin but it is raising the melatonin level. But I've never met anyone who's had a sauna session that comes out and says, wow, that was a waste of my time. Because it raises that, you feel good. You feel I wouldn't say euphoric, but you have a great sense of well-being with the infrared sauna. And it burns 600 calories. For circulatory, for autoimmune, arthritis is an autoimmune. It just is a fabulous, fabulous tool. We tie it together with our body contouring and sculpting. And so when you have the Zerona, which is for circumferential reduction, fancy word for belly fat, and it is a lymphatic release, breaking that cell and basically enabling that release, repairs the cell for cryolipolysis, which is killing that fat cell, and then the body releases it. So all through those programs, we give you sauna sessions to complement and work with those treatments. So that's what I've been doing, coupled with no alcohol, no sugar, low carbs, little carbs, but organic as best I can, and lots and lots of water, and 1 coffee a day type thing. So it's just a whole program of wellness that I'm tying together and bringing to you. So I'm just going to walk over here to our banner. We have a seminar, Dr. Wynn and I. And by the way, here's the Evolve video that is on our website, as well as our YouTube channel, the Tasva YouTube channel. But this to me is one of the most important pieces to this banner. It Stop the Pain, Regenerate. And I meet so many people that, I need surgery for a bone and joint type situation. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to have, this is not covered by insurance, but by the time you have hospital work, anesthesia, and possibly your insurance doesn't cover it all, and or maybe you don't have insurance that covers it all, or maybe you don't have insurance. This is a much less expensive way versus your deductible that you may have to pay. That was my case, and then of course the hospital costs. But it is, such a back to progressive, non-aggressive, non-surgical. This is such a organic, if you want to use it, because it's a natural substance. And that's a question that's asked all the time. Where do these stem cells come from? It comes from women 35 and younger that have been vetted and screened for diseases and alcohol and cigarette smoking and so forth. And they, at the hospital level, and then they are paid. The FDA regulates the process of the birth product. So once they decide to sell their, so it's the umbilical cord, the Wharton's jelly, which is very active with stem cells around the umbilical cord, and the amniotic fluid, they're sent to a FDA regulated lab, and the product is then processed to be utilized in us. And so it's a very easy process, and there is no downtime, there's no preparation. It is just what it is. I just went up to Dallas, had 1 cc of stem cells in my knee, and very quickly I saw the difference over the next couple of weeks. So I have a full functioning knee and can do things that I absolutely, as I said earlier, could not do. So it's the quality of your life, it's the quality of sharing with you. I mean, because again, I would have been a real stick in the mud. Like on the 4th of July, we would park way out of Telluride because of the parking. And so my daughter said to me, well, just keep in touch with me by phone and we'll let you know where we are. And so I just said to myself, well, I'm just gonna, and I was really more concerned about my lung capacity at that moment because I could have walked, at my own pace for sure and met them. But I was really concerned more for my, as I said, my lung capacity. And so I just got out there and I just kept up, and the Blue Angels flew over. Wow, what an experience that was. And then they went up the mountain. It was just awesome. They go to mountain towns like that. They just fly through Colorado and go up the mountains. But so I kept pace with them, and my daughter actually commented, because a couple years ago we were in Sedona, which is lower altitude than Telluride, and I was having a challenge with my knee, and I was having a challenge with just keeping up and breathing. And so I contribute a lot of that to walking that I've been doing, and also the infrared sauna that I've been religiously going into. So on the 30th of this month, we're having a seminar here at the spa in the boutique here at 11 o'clock and 6 p.m. and then 3 o'clock out in Sun City. But you can set up a no-charge consultation with Dr. Lynn at any time to your availability and hers. And from, you know, as I said, to the top of the head to the tip of the toes, because hair restoration, honestly, is amazing as well. So I'm not going to babble on about that, but we, you know, we're doing both men and women, and the program's a little bit different for a man versus a woman. But regardless, we are doing hair restoration and then everything else. So I shared a lot there today, but it comes from the bottom line. And the bottom line is this, that don't stop, don't stop. If you have a passion and a dream, you know, you obviously can't always work on it, because everyone's life is different. But if that dream is there, surround your life with things that fit into that. Because that's what I did. From the time I was in high school, then I started working in retail at Saks Fifth Avenue, and then I went to school for fashion merchandising, and then I went into a intern program, and you know, it went on from there, and then it came to a screeching halt, but I was not going to stop. I wasn't going to stop, but I'll share the next step with you of the journey. But not only don't stop, but failure is an event, it's not a person. So keep going. Thanks for joining me today on Totally You Today Tuesday. We'll see you Thursday. Have a blessed day.